Resilience is a word that we hear an awful lot about at the moment. How do we gain the strength, the tenacity to get ourselves through the situations that life throws at us? Life throws all sorts of spanners at us. And how do we just keep going in the face of those things? Not just the COVID world that we find ourselves in at present, but just all the other things that life throws at us. I've just finished reading Ross Edgley's book called The Art of Resilience. Ross Edgley was the first man to swim around the UK. He swam 1,780 miles in 157 days. Now you could quite reasonably say, I have no intention of being an endurance athlete. How has any of this got any relevance to me? Well, the lessons that he learns and the things that he puts in place to help himself get through the sea ulcers across his shoulders from the chafing of the wetsuit, his tongue rotting in his head from the salt exposure, the jellyfish stings to his face, and every other obstacle that he faced. The things that he learnt in those spaces, as I read, I was just struck, wow, this has got incredible parallels between what we face and also for me as a Christian going, oh wow, that's what Jesus did as he lived his life. So I'm just going to pick out a couple of things that really stood out to me. The first was, he's got a chapter in his book called Stronger When You're Smiling. As he got stung in the face by jellyfish, as he faced all these obstacles that he had to go through, he learnt that the power of laughter and the power of humor to get himself through stuff. Dark humor at times, yes, but still just smiling his way through it. The science proves it. The endorphins, the serotonin that gets released in our brains when we smile, when we laugh, they pick up our mood, they make us feel more content, they make us feel better about life. Sometimes we actually have to teach ourselves to smile and to laugh when we're in difficult situations. As I read that, I thought, wow, it's recorded a number of times in the Bible that Jesus was filled with joy in the situation that he was in. Now, it doesn't tell us what that looked like, but it doesn't sound real to me to interpret like that as, yeah, he was miserable and really sad. I suspect that joy had some connection to his face. I suspect that joy had some sort of outward looking. And so I want to ask you, how can you stir up joy, laughter, smiling? Is it some good YouTube clips? Is it some TV shows? Is it what I've been trying to do is the first thing when I wake up in the morning, just taking a couple of moments of gratitude, just being thankful for the good things that I have. Anything, just reminding myself, good things, thank you for that. It lifts my mood. Second thing that he talks about is not trying to control things that we can't control. He can't control the tides, he can't control the weather, any of that stuff, it's all out of his control, so he doesn't sweat it because he doesn't have the energy to waste on it. And one of the difficulties of the season that we find ourselves in is there's so much stuff that we don't control. There's so much stuff that's been taken out of our control, so much stuff that we thought that was normal and it's no longer there. And yet, we learn to let go of those things. It actually helps our mental resilience. Jesus told us not to worry about tomorrow. It's got enough concerns of itself, of its own. But we look after today. We work on the things and we control the things that we can, and we don't sweat the things that we can't. And the last thing Ross Edgley tells us to do is to live for a higher purpose. As he swam around Cape Wrath in northwest Scotland, he got a phone call from his brother saying that his dad had stage 4 cancer and was beginning treatment. His dad had said that he was telling him the news on condition that he continued and finished his swim. And so from that point on, everything is focused. Every stroke, every moment is focused on getting back to see his dad. One-tracked mind, making him stronger, more focused. The Bible tells us that Jesus endured that Roman instrument of torture called the cross for the purpose of seeing humanity reconciled to God. He had a singular focus, pleasing his Father, doing what he came to do. Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." When we've got a why, a higher purpose, we're more resilient, or stronger. And so I want to ask you, what are you living for beyond yourself? What are you giving yourself to that's bigger than you? Because that will help your mental strength. We're living through difficult, unprecedented times. None of us anticipated this. None of us knew it was coming. But there is hope. And there is ways to build yourself up and make yourself strong.